Hello, my name's Bob Willis and welcome to Defect of the Month. Every month I take the opportunity of looking at process defects, as I have for the last few years, and provide you a video explaining one of those defects. Hopefully you'll find it useful and interesting, and of course passing on information to some of your colleagues. This month I'd just like to talk about cleaning component compatibility. It's very important that if you are going to clean a product, so clean a product prior to conformal coating, or clean a product because you're using an activated flux, or possibly a customer wants you to clean that product, the important thing is you've got to confirm that all the components and the materials you're going to be using are compatible with the cleaning process. So the designer is the guy who's going to make that happen, hopefully. If not, you need to confirm the components are compatible. So you've got to know what cleaning material or process is going to be used and test components. It's not necessarily good enough to just accept the fact that a component supplier has said the components are compatible. You've got to prove it because you want to know that you're not going to have any issues. And over the years I've tested many components for cleaning compatibility with water, with semi-aqueous, and of course solvent cleaning systems when we used to use those in high volume cleaning applications. A lot of people take it for granted that components are compatible. Well, that's not necessarily the case. There's the obvious things which probably are compatible, which is surface mount. So if we're looking at BGAs, QFNs, LGAs, chip resistors, capacitors, all these sorts of parts generally are compatible. They're sealed, then there's not going to be any impact. As long as the cleaning process is in control, you shouldn't have any issues. However, it's more likely to be through-hole components. So fundamentally, you want to look at the component to make sure there's no openings. If it's an electromechanical part, then it must be sealed in some way to prevent anything getting inside. Because if you're using, for instance, a semi-aqueous process that's mildly acidic before you use the aqueous part of the process to clean it and leave it in a neutral state, then you don't want material left inside a component. It will corrode. Equally, you don't want anything getting in a sealed component anyway, because whatever material getting in may affect the actuation, the operation of that particular part. One of the simplest ways of confirming compatibility of components, particularly through-hole parts, is weight gain, weight loss. You determine the cleaning time, the cleaning cycle time you're going to be using, and then you test some parts, perhaps 5 or 6 parts. You weigh them very accurately. First of all, you put them through the process and then you weigh them afterwards. You can of course simulate this in a laboratory situation with a beaker of the test fluid, the fluid you're actually going to be using, at the temperature you're going to be using it at, and submerge the parts. If it's ultrasonic cleaning, then really there needs to be some ultrasonic agitation within your test setup. So you weigh the parts to start off with. You reweigh the parts after the cleaning and drying part of the process is complete and see if there is any weight gain. That's a pretty easy way of finding out. A couple of other things to look out for is obviously markings, nomenclature on parts or even on PCBs, and anything else that may change, like color change in solder mask, absorption of solder mask with solvents is particularly an issue sometimes. If you're going to clean a board, then you're going to solder paste, print it straight away, then that material that's been absorbed by the solder mask may affect the operation during reflow. So component compatibility, think about it, it's logical, but really it's the purchasing and design team that must define the components are compatible with your assembly process. When you're a contract manufacturer, it is a little bit more difficult, which I'm sure you'll understand. But please make sure you test parts, check parts, or get confirmation they're compatible with your process. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course ring the bell, and hopefully we'll send you notifications of any new videos that are released. My name's Bob Willis, and thank you very much for tuning in for Defect of the Month.